Hello, welcome to Yoga with Judy. Tonight we're going to do a 20-minute practice of standing postures. So let's go ahead and get started. Move towards the front of your mat. Feet are straight. You can look down and take a glance and make sure that they are. Lift the toes, spread them apart, and lower. So we're going to take a few full deep breaths, inhaling fully and exhaling. You feel yourself becoming grounded, releasing any tensions from the day. We'll do a little warm up with the neck. Lift the chin, relax the jaw, and work it around. Reminding yourself to keep tension out of the face and throat throughout your practice. Release. Come to a neutral chin and drop the chin to the chest. And coming back to neutral. And take a breath. We're going to bring the fingertips to the shoulders. Circle the elbows. Getting the shoulder girdle ready for work tonight. Pause, reverse. And release. Taking a breath. So our first standing posture that we're going to do is a version of Warrior One. And this is to warm up the hips in the front. Step back. I'm going to mirror for this practice. So this is your left side. Step back. So we're getting a little opening in the front of the hip. If you can, wiggle the front toes forward, but stay comfortable. Draw the front belly towards the back body. Bring the hands to the heart center. And take a breath. Release and step forward. Step back, other foot. Right foot steps back. We're in the front of the hip. Bring the hands to the heart center. Release and step forward and take a breath. So that was our warm-up Warrior One. Now we're going to go to Warrior Two and Triangle. So for Triangle, I'm going to use this meditation cushion to kind of give me a couple of extra inches of height where I'm a little bit stiff. And so wherever you are, you can use a block or you can use anything that you have on hand that works. You can even be using a chair nearby. So feet are straight ahead. We're going to step the feet wide apart. The front foot comes out and bend the knee. And the thing to remember here is you want to see your big toe on the inside of the knee so that you're not tilting the knee in, which puts pressure. Everything's nice and straight and arms float up. Gaze is over the front fingertips. This is our warm-up Warrior Two. Let's release, straighten. We're going to move into Triangle. Front leg straightens, charge the quad. And so you want to be careful here with the shoulder not to dip. You're kind of lifting and going sideways. Extend, release down. And this is where you can access your prop if that's helpful. And then the other arm comes up and we're in an opening triangle pose. You can go ahead and release the upper arm to the hip, bend the knee, and come up and take a breath. Pivot, straighten, pivot the foot straight ahead. Other foot goes out, straight ahead. We're going to work into Warrior Two. So your back heel is going to shift out about 15 to 45 degrees. Bend the front knee. Become stable. The knee is very straight. You want to see the big toe on the inside of your inner knee. Arm comes out. Warrior Two. Let's release and straighten. We're going to move here into triangle. So if you have your block, you may want to shift it to this side, and if you're using just the hand, just release, coming down. When you're ready, the upper arm can lift. Release the upper arm and bend the knee. We're going to go a little bit deeper into those on the second round. Straighten. Pivot the foot straight ahead and take a breath. Walk the feet together. The next part, we're going to go into more working into the deep forward bend. So I'm going to adjust the camera down just a little and get ready for this part of the practice. And your mat, you may not need to move your mat. I just needed to move mine. So these are going to be versions of sun salutation using the standing postures. It's not a full complete sun salutation. We're just using, I would say, more transitional movements. They'll help open up the hips and the shoulders. So moving towards the front of your mat, we're going to inhale, exhale, fold, hang down over the toes, and step back with the right foot. Now we're in lunge, taking a breath. And then we're going to release the left foot back and move into plank. Release the knees, release the chest all the way down. And you may not be able to see me at this point, so just listen and follow along. Gliding the elbows out, we're moving into a very supported upper back bend. You're resting on the elbows. This is the Sphinx pose. Very good for the curvature of the upper spine. Now we're going to release out of that and come into one of two poses. If you want to do a beginning up dog, do that. Or maybe you want to do plank. Hands come by the chest, up dog. Warming up. Lift the hips. Now we're going to move into down dog. Shifting the hands, coming up. So you guys stay in down dog, and I'm going to call out a little bit of movement for it. Bend the right knee. Keep breathing. Let the left heel press towards the ground. Straighten. Bend the other knee. Keep breathing. Let the right heel press towards the ground. Excellent. And pause. So we're all moving back. We're all in down dog. We're going to shift and walk the right foot forward. And we're in lunge. Drop the back heel. We're going to come up, make our way into warrior one. We did the warm up for this earlier. This pose has a lot of balance, so if you feel wobbly as you come up, just try to focus and get your balance. Arms come up when you're ready. Start releasing, hands to the heart center. Take a breath. We're going to straighten, walk the back foot forward, and pause. Do the same thing on the other side. Inhale and exhale. Hang down over the toes. Step back, left foot. So we're in lunge. And take a breath, shift to plank. Release all the way down. Drop the head gently to the mat. The forehead is resting on the mat. Take a breath. Lift. Drop one elbow, then the other. We're in Sphinx pose. Gaze is just beyond the fingertips. Start to come out of that, one of two poses. Up dog or plank. Hands by the chest. Up dog. And let's release and shift the hips. Taking a breath, moving into down dog. Enjoy the down dog. Pause, walk the left foot forward. And here we're going to shift into warrior one. Drop the back heel coming up. So you want to adjust, the knee is bending, hands to the heart center, arms up. And release, hands to the heart center, walk the back foot forward, move into mountain pose. Taking a breath. Excellent. Okay, now we're going to go back into the warrior two and triangle. So if you're going to use a prop, make sure it's adjusted close by so you can use it in your triangle. Standing straight. Let's step the feet wide apart. Your left foot is going to go straight, and we're getting ready to go into deeper work now that we're warmed up. Bend the front knee, using the breath. So you want to pay attention, inhale, and as you exhale, taking it a little deeper. It's normal in yoga to adjust the toes, so you may want to walk the front toes forward. The back heel is out about 15 to 45 degrees. I think that's a little bit kind of a personal place, and maybe I need to measure it 15 degrees. Feel in the core, energize. Arms float up. Keep softness in the jaw. Keep breathing. Wonderful work here. Now, we're going to start releasing. Taking a breath, straighten the front leg, charge the quad. Kind of getting energized because the energy is moving from the feet up to the body. In fact, it comes through the sacrum and up the sushumna and through the top of the head. We're going to move into Trikonasana, triangle pose. Release. And this is where I like a prop. My right arm is going to come down, left arm, and rest gently on my prop. Could be a block. This is a cushion. Now I'm kind of opening up through my side ribs, the upper side ribs. Gaze comes up, arm comes up. Trikonasana. It's a very complex pose, but it's got entries. No matter where you are in yoga, there's places that you can get to in this pose. Let's start releasing. Upper arm, soften the knee, and come up and take a breath. Pivot the foot straight ahead. Now the other leg is going to go out. Right leg out. So you want to check the knee. You want to see the big toe on the inside of the knee. And we're easing into warrior two. When you feel like you've got the leg adjusted, also you don't want the knee going over the ankle. Pay attention to the core. Lift, arms come out. Gaze is over the front fingertips. Face is free of tension. Virabhadrasana 2. It's a very joyful pose. It's a very strong pose. Release, straighten the front leg, moving into triangle pose on this side. Deep breath, energizing. I'm going to grab my prop. Now you can start moving into triangle or adjust. And you can also have two props. I've only got one tonight. Inhale, charge the quad, and you're moving into triangle. Release. Taking a breath. Upper shoulder opens. The arm lifts. Now start releasing and bend the knee. Take a breath, coming up, pivot the foot straight ahead and walk the feet together. I do want to say something about triangle. It's a work in progress, I think, for yoga people. I love the triangle pose. It is when you hit it just right, it's like the best feeling, like everything's open and you're all lined up. But that doesn't always happen. Sometimes you're just trying. Sometimes you're just doing it. And that's a lot of the work of yoga. You're just doing it. It's called yoga practice. So thank you for being here for this yoga practice. We have done 2 versions of Warrior 1. We have done 2 versions of Warrior 2 and 2 versions of Triangle. By versions, I mean warming up and then moving deeper. So hopefully we both all got to that space where we were doing deeper work, to where what was deeper for the individual. And I always do like to teach using the breath. To me, the breath provides the energy of the practice, and it kind of, by listening to your breath in the pose, it keeps you from going too far, and it keeps you from going too little. So it's like just right. I think for our balance pose tonight, we're going to do the tree pose. So I'm going to scoot one of my props over a little closer because I'm going to use a prop for this. You might use a household chair, which I highly recommend, or just anything. It can be difficult at times, especially as you get older, to have perfect balance. And with yoga, with the Warrior 2s, the triangles, the Warrior 1s, we are working on the strong leg muscles that give us balance. And so when we go into a tree pose for balance, we're just using the foot as our grounded point. So let's become aware of the left foot. So I'm facing you, so it's my right foot. This will be your left foot. Find something that you can touch on. Some of you may not need it. The foot is trying to be straight. That's how you want it. So we're going to take our time. I usually give my leg a little boost and help it up. But tonight I think I'm going to go ahead and do it. Help it up. Depending on how slippery your pants are, it could come right down, which is what's happening on me tonight. So I'm being careful to keep pressure off of my inner knee. Just finding a little balance. Moving into tree. And so we're just going to hold that, start releasing at your own pace. Sometimes the body releases fast. And take a breath. I'm going to move to the other side of tree. So we're going to ground on the right leg, help the left leg to come up. Hopefully your inner yoga leggings are not slippery. Sometimes mine feel slippery and my foot will slip. Other times it's okay. So it may depend on the actual fabric. Moving into tree pose. And start releasing. So tree pose can be a very joyful pose. It's one of those that sometimes you can hit it just right and feel like you can stay there, but it is something that I like to practice regularly. As a balance pose, I think it has multiple benefits. So we are going to bring our feet together and take a breath. And then we're going to do one more deep forward bend. You may want your block or prop beneath your fingertips. Some of you can just go right down and you're going to be fine. So we're going to take our time. Inhale and exhale. Fold from the hip hinge, folding down over the toes. Feeling that nice opening in the hamstrings. Now we're going to start coming out of that. Bring the hands to the quads. Inhale, flat back. And come up. And take a breath. Okay, so now we're going to close out this practice. And hopefully you can sequence it with the back body practice that I put out the other day. And then this is the standing posture. So I'm going to add one more that goes with this sequence in the next few days. I have to tell you, this is a lot more difficult than I thought. It's pretty easy, but it's like things happen, like the camera fills up, and so you have to start again. That's what happened tonight. Let's thank our bodies for allowing us to practice tonight. Bring your hands to the heart center. Maybe live like the lotus at home in the muddy water. Namaste. Thank you for joining me. I look forward to seeing you in person soon. Good night.